Good morning, folks. We are back with our Baldur's Gate episode 3. So, episode 1 was really all about our character creation, kind of learning about who Lagatha actually is, what our kind of plan is with her in terms of role playing and stuff, and then also escaping our captors that infected us with a nasty, nasty parasite. Episode 2, we were exploring then the crash site because it did crash at the end of episode 1. And we actually did meet this little character. Well, he's not really little, but we met this character along the way called Astarion, who is an elf as well, and he is a rogue. So we have a ranger, a rogue, and a cleric at the minute. We also then came across these dead goblins, and we don't really know where they've came from either. There was a lot of fishermen and stuff down by like the beach area, and yeah. Fishermen, kind of made sense at the beach with their fishing boat, blah, blah, blah. Goblins, a little bit out of place, not 100% sure what's going on there, but they seem to be affected by the crash as well. And then just up the road on ahead of us, we have our Ancient Sigil Circle, which is kind of like our fast travel thing that has something real weird going on with it. So we're going to investigate. Definitely does.
You approach the sigil on the stone. Magic glitters and swirls from it erratically, as if malfunctioning. It looks slightly dangerous.
I think out of pure curiosity would give it a wee pokey poke. Ow. Jesus.
A hand? Anyone?
I do remember this now, yes. Honestly, I think sheer instinct would be, and like to smack it.
Perhaps I should have clarified. A helping hand. Anyone?
Who the fuck are you?
Just your average traveler stuck between realms. Pull me out, and we'll get properly introduced.
I mean, the average traveler I don't think can do stuff like this, but sure, bro, sure. Let's help him. We do have +1 to our strength. We're just going to put guidance in there by Shadowheart anyway. We need a 7. Just in case I roll terribly. Never mind. 23. That is the highest we've rolled so far. I do kind of want to keep track of that, what the highest is. I think the highest I've ever rolled with bonuses and things, like guidance and just generally like my own bonuses and stuff was 34. I don't know what the possible highest is in the entire game to be able to roll, but yeah, we'll keep track. So far, episode 3 episodes in, 23 is the highest. Let's keep track of it as we go along.
That's it. Go on. Keep pulling. Oh. Hello. I'm Gale of Waterdeep. Apologies. Usually better at this.
It is an awkward moment where he's just like, yeah, hello. this is nice. Yeah, I would be like, you know what, it's fine. Whatever, like, are you okay, bro?
A bit shocked, but friend, it's a relief and a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Alright, calm down.
Say, but I know you, don't I? In a manner of speaking. You were on the Norse Lloyd as well.
Good lord. Everyone was on the Nolloid. Yeah, never mind that, bro. How the fuck did you get stuck in the fucking fast travel fucking place?
I don't know what transpired exactly, but the ship broke into pieces and I suddenly found myself in freefall.
So did I.
Plummeting to certain death, I spied a glimmer quite near where I estimated my body to impact with less than savory propulsion. Recognizing this glimmer to be magical in nature, I reached out to it with a weaving of words and found myself on the other side, as it were. How about you? How did you survive the fall?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say number 2 because that, we're not up ourselves like that. We're little folk here, you know what I mean? We're fighting for the little guys, you know. We're not like, oh yes, I'm the best. You know, we're very humble. I wouldn't also be as rude to this fella to be like, I survived, that's all that fucking matters, you know, let's keep it fucking moving. To be honest, she really does have no clue how she managed to get through it, so yeah.
Fair enough. But even so, I have the unfortunate suspicion your survival is still very much in jeopardy. Back on the ship, you too were on the receiving end of a rather unwelcome insertion in the ocular region. Were you not?
Yeah, I generally couldn't have phrased that more repellently myself.
No use sugarcoating it, is there? The insertee we speak of, this parasite, are you aware that after a period of excruciating gestation, it will turn us into mind flayers? It's a process known as ceramorphosis, and let me assure you, it is to be avoided. You don't happen to be a cleric by any chance, do you? A doctor? Surgeon? Uncannily adroit with a knitting needle?
I mean,
You seem to know enough about our condition to realize it's beyond most clerics' skills.
Most, no doubt, but I find myself hoping to be in the presence of the few. You don't happen to be one of them.
yeah, I don't think Shadowheart's clerical abilities, you know, can help us. Otherwise, she would have already bloody done it and saved herself. And for me, I can tend to basic wounds and ailments, but alien parasites are not something that I specialize in. No.
As we've established, few enough can. It's not exactly a common affliction. We're most certainly going to need a healer, and soon too. How about we lend each other a helping hand once more and look for a healer together?
It does, it sounds like a good plan. Again, strength in numbers. I quite like this guy's kind of quirky personality and stuff, as well. Shadowheart seems to be very, very blunt, very unhumorous. She's a very serious person. Astarion, I don't really know how I feel about him. I'm still a bit iffy. There's not really a whole lot of trust there because he did draw a weapon on us and he hasn't really done anything to prove himself useful. Lae'zel drew her weapon out of instinct just like Astarion did, but at least she she did apologize and defend us and help us and save our lives, whereas Astarion, he apologized and that was kind of it, and we've kind of kept it moving. So this fella Gale, he's not done anything that has made me kind of look at him a bit, sideways, give him a little bit of side eye. Nothing really has happened there in terms of that. And the way he describes things, the way he actually talks, the way he strings a sentence together, is very entertaining to me. So you're absolutely more than welcome to join.
Most excellent. Parasite shared is a parasite halved, or something to that effect. Oh, but before you think you're about to embark on a journey with most ill-mannered a man, thank you for pulling me out of that stone.
You're welcome.
An act of foresighted kindness, I assure you. I have the feeling ample opportunities will present themselves for me to return the favor.
Probably. Now we also have a wizard. So we have ranger, cleric, rogue, and wizard. The downside of our current party is that in hand-to-hand combat, we're absolutely fucked. Yeah, I mean, Astarion, he's probably more like a glass cannon in terms of, I think he can probably do a lot of damage, like stealthily and, things like that. But in outright just strength, he's probably going to falter quite a lot. And then we also have Gale, he's going to be doing a lot of heavy damage. With Shadowheart, she is definitely my support as a ranger. Generally, the party's support, because she can do, what is that thing I give her in the other episode? Yeah, bless. So she can bless up to 3 creatures, and they gain bonus to attack rolls and saving throws. So yeah, she can, be a bit helpful and stuff, to the general party. She can do a chunker of damage. Her melee generally is but again, she can hold her own. The issue is then with Gale is that, we've got the exact same issue, is that he is not a melee man. So if he gets overwhelmed, he is going to die in 2 minutes. So we need to make sure in upcoming fights and things like that I'm really using my brain. Specialization is available, apparently. He has nearly doubled in health. He has got another spell slot, subclass features, and he's gained 2 spell slots. So with his subclass, I kind of need to decide if I want to keep him the way he is, or do I want to play with it. So evocation or whatever you want to call it is what his subclass is in a minute. So he's known as as evoker, striding unharmed through the unfettered chaos that you call. Learning the spells from scrolls only costs you 25 gold per spell level, not 50. Abjuration, twist and harden the weave into arcane wards to protect yourselves and others. Not really interested in him being very protective, because I kind of want that to be Shadowheart's job. We could have him to be a master of wizardry and swordplay. We combine the elegant maneuvers of a warrior with the devastating magics of a mage. Proficient in light armors and in the performance skill. Conjuration, compelled by shape and motion. Your favorite arcane style involves summoning creatures and objects. No, kind of want to leave that to Lagatha and her creatures. Peering through time itself, you can sculpt future like temporal clay and move and into a more favorable form. Now, enchantment bends the will and conviction of people around you. I kind of want him to just be damage. Illusion, unraveling and restitching the fabric of reality to fool people. No, I don't fuck with necromancy at all. Your innate fascination with the structure of things has granted you an incredible power over crude matter and its manipulation. I think that's things, kind of like using rocks to your advantage, water to your advantage, fire to your advantage if they're present around you. So I think we're just going to keep him as is. And these are sort of his level 1 spells that he can go to. We have Burning Hand, Charm, Chromatic Orb. I honestly do want him to just be damage. So I'm not going to go for things like Charm, although it can be helpful. But it is Charm a humanoid to prevent it from attacking you. So it really only helps him. Don't want to do it. So I know Shadowheart has necrotic and radiant damage. So I maybe don't want to go down the same route. Burning Hands 3 to 18. Ice Knife 3 to 22. Magic Missile 6 to 15. Ray of Sickness 2 to 18. 2 to 16. Magic Missile sounds really good. One, it's force, so it's not the same as Shadowheart's. We can also shoot 3 magical darts. So we can load all 3 up onto one person. Doing, each of them doing 2 to 5 damage each. So that's where the 6 to 15 comes from. So if someone has 6 HP, he can shoot all 3 into them, kill them. If someone has 15, he can shoot all 3 into them, possibly kill them. So, he's almost guaranteed. Well, he's guaranteed to do at least 6 damage, basically. Anything than that, he could kill someone higher. So I think I'll go that for slot number 1. Poison could be helpful. They suffer disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks, which could be helpful for maybe if Lagatha is then pewing at them, or if Astarion or Rogue is then also trying to do damage to them, then they get a disadvantage on their own attacks and abilities. So, you know, that could be helpful. Ice Knife as well could be maybe a bit more helpful than the poison. It's 3 to 22 damage, and it only throws 1 shard, and it'll do 1 to 10 piercing damage. What is piercing damage? Not gonna tell me. I think it ignores armor something or whatever. It does then explode and deals 2 to 12 cold damage to anyone nearby. So that would kind of be individual of the ice knife itself hitting the individual, and then a bit of AoE. We don't really have any AoE from anybody else at the Uno Momento, so that could be very, very helpful. I think I'm probably going to go for that. It will then leave an icy surface to slow everybody down, and people getting towards us is, you know, our biggest detriment. We definitely don't want to have that. So Ice Knife will go in. Our Magic Missile will go in. I think we'll keep the Witch Bolt as well. I kind of just want him to be damage. So the Witch Bolt is then lightning, and the Thunder Wave is then thunder. So we've got a little bit of everything. We'll have Necrotic, Radiant. We'll have Cold, Lightning, Force, and Thunder. So if someone has some sort of resistance, they're going to have to be weak to one of the other ones, or at least we don't do our resistant spell. You know, we do something that's just going to damage them normally, you know, so kind of all evens out. We can link ourselves to a target with a bolt of lightning, dealing an additional 1 to 12 each turn by activating it. It does require concentration though, which then means that if we stop doing that and we go do something else, the effects are negated. Then as well, we have our Thunder Wave. So it releases a wave of thunderous force that pushes away all creatures and objects, which is very, very handy if he does get surrounded and overwhelmed. Hopefully I never allow that to happen, but just in case it does. I might go for Mage Armor as well. No. Because that would kind of be something that he would only place on himself, because he'll probably be the only one who's not wearing armor. And this only happens if the target isn't wearing armor. I think I'll go with Casting Sleep, so maybe I can yeah, maybe I'll do that. Or do I want to do Grease? Maybe I'll do Grease again, so everybody down for us. Maybe people fall over and they're prone for a turn, etc, etc. 900 million different ways to kill people. The only thing is that I'm like strategizing all this and speculating how things are gonna go and blah blah blah, and then 9 times out of 10 I'm just gonna completely forget my plan, and I'm just gonna fucking wing it, and it's all gonna be a bloody disaster because it's me. You know, what is that saying that religious people say, like you make plans and God laughs? I think that's it. Oh, I should be able to create a... Oh, shit. Yeah, I should be able to create a potion? No? I thought I had one. Where is it then? Okay. Right, so I need 3 shroomies to make... Why am I hiding? How did I get out of that again? There we go. It's been a while. We'll loop up round here. This is above where we were trying to get in, and I was like, oh, I can't decide if I want to try to lockpick and get in here again. Blah, blah, blah. There's people in here. Okay. thinking we're going to detach. I'm going to put myself over here with me frog.
My faith will guide me.
Shadowheart is then
On I go.
always going to stay with her. I think I'll send Astarion round this way. And I think I'll send Gale in here. Okay, let's then try to pew. I mean, there's a very well, you know, there's a chance that I could have completely talked myself out of that one. But I don't know. I'm gonna stay where I am. Cover more distance, double our movement speed. Sneak attack. Sneak attack ranged. We use a wee cantrip as well. Okay, let's just get you in here. Okay, we don't actually have an advantage, so it is what it is. Let's try to... Okay, they're going up here first. They're probably going to shoot into Astarion. Yeah.
It shall be done.
Gale's just going to loop around here. He is going next. $15's the maximum I'm gonna do, but he's on 20, so that's not gonna happen. Let's generally try to go for here. Beautiful.
Heading there.
Lovely. Let's heal ourselves. Just in case. So he also fell down, which worked very much so for us. Let's jump up here with our froggy. See if we can, you know, get up here and maybe jump round there next time if we don't get him. If I move to here, do I have line of sight? Not really. I think I can just end the turn. Can Astarion get up there? No. I mean, if he dashes, he probably can. He might get stuck here. Shit. Okay, doesn't have the advantage here. Can I generally not pew? Well, we'll see. If it does something. No, he missed. Okay. Well, he's gonna go for Astarion then. And he missed. Alrighty. I don't think he's gonna be able to see him. So you may as well just move forward to loot.
The best use of my time.
And then he's still got 20 on him. So maximum we can do 15 here. That was decent. He's up now, so Gale's in the shit. Unless I can just pop Shadowheart out here. And she can finish him off. Beautiful. Lovely. Oh, geez, he's flapping about there.
We have here.
Okay. Whee! Bonk. Not a lot of damage.
These boots have seen everything.
That's nice. You're not gonna get shooting nothing. Okay. You're not gonna have enough movement to go there, so... Oh my god. Honestly, he could kill both of them. He missed. Oh, fuck for that. We'll go over all that after. What's he on? 16? Oh my god. Right, that's annoying.
What should I do? On the move.
Just use a wee cantrip. Alright. That's them sorted.
Taste.
Let's loot. And then we'll see what we got. And maybe we'll actually go take our first rest. Because we've used a lot of magic and things. And people need to replenish their spell points and what have you. Oh, yeah. We can join up now. This is acid, so... Let's actually separate. Let me jump over it. Okay, we've got a little chest here. A little bit of yummies. A little bit of shit. Nothing really going on up that way. Let's go back down and round. You better not go into the acid. Thank you very much. Smush them together again. We've got a backpack. We've got 2 backpacks. Okay, we're taking some shit. Ooh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Pushing all the boutons. Oh, it's a burlap sack and a... Oh, potato! Right, let's go over everything we got then and see who is getting what and who could use some shit. That would be for you. That would be for you. We don't need any of these. I don't think anyone needs this either. No one out.
No time to waste.
I don't think that bow is going to be better. Maybe he could have a crossbow. Not, they're the exact same, and I'd rather you not have goblin shite. Yeah, I think we'll just swap them out.
One with the weave. No one back home will ever believe this.
We're not using any of these. There's a quarterstaff. Not 100% sure if that is better. We do then have a book here. Each page in this illustrated book describes the meaning of a different talus card. A message has been penned down on the title page. My dearest Quilena. I was going to say Quinella, but I suppose they're both nice. While you were sleeping, I did another talus reading. I half expected to draw the fool because that's what I feel like. And what is your venture if not reckless? Instead, I drew these. The 10 of waves meaning divine love, bliss, or illusions. The comet meaning riches found or fulfilled wishes. And death meaning new beginnings. The suit of waves resembles love, and I know that what we have is still frail, but can you blame my heart for beating faster when I saw these cards? I've been staring at them for an hour and I need to go. The cups aren't going to clean themselves, but I know that when I come back home tonight you will be gone. But when you return, will you tell me if you feel the same, or if this was all just a blissful illusion. I love you. Alice? Alice? Fuck knows. Ah, bless you. No, this will get sold. All this will get sold. People already know this. We've got some armor here. Yeah, we just have an absolute fuckload of stuff to sell now. We really need to work on finding a place to sell it. That would be very, very helpful. We'll put all these in here. We'll put all these like that. Blah, blah, blah. And then our little pieces of armor and our general bollocks will then go back down to here. We're still at 68 weight out of 160, so we're not like encumbered yet. We will go then explore in here, but first we are going to go do our first long rest. We've got loads of camp supplies, so we should be fine. Getting into camp, we do have Gail who wants to speak to us like straight away. We do have our little campfire with 4 bedrolls there, and everyone seems to also have their own little tent area. This must be Gail's over here. We've got another kind of like half-built tent. Maybe this could be my own little bedroll. I don't really know why I'm run down here. We've got some wooden trunks and crates. We've got our little boaty, a little training dummy. And then Shadowheart seems to be kicking it up here by herself as well. And we have then another little bedroll in this little nook of this little cave as well. But we'll go on and we'll speak to Gale. See what he wants.
Go to hell.
Excuse you? Yeah, watch your damn mouth.
Hold your horses. Just poorly making a point.
Huh?
Go to hell. An everyday expression.
Oh.
So trivial it's almost meaningless. But we've seen hell. It's real. It isn't trivial.
Yeah. I feel like he has a lot on his mind. So I'm gonna say, you know, you seem a little bit more down, you know, than when we initially first met. Just see kind of what he's gonna divulge to us from there.
Merely contemplating. Devils, dragons, mind flayers. They used to be abstracts. Pictures on a piece of paper. What a difference a day makes. Now we have tadpoles slithering through our heads like carnivorous feti. That's not abstract.
Yeah, what can I say? But you're right, we're in absolute doo-doo.
Point well made. I see. I'll wake you bright and early. We'll need to find a healer before the wee one gets hungry.
Yep. We definitely need to find a healer ASAP. It also looks like Shadowheart wants to speak to us up here, so we'll go and give her a wee... Oh, she's watering her plants. She's so fucking cute. And I do love, like, the purple and the gold. And I'm not really a gold fan, like, but her outfit in the camp, it's... Woo!
What were you two talking about?
None of your business? Yeah, I'd just be like, you know what do you mean? What do you mean?
You and Gale.
You jealous? I think she's jealous. She loves me. At the end of the day, his emotions and, you know, what he confides with me is absolutely none of her business. But I can absolutely divulge that we were genuinely just having a little yarn about like what to do next. I.e. we need to find a healer, we're in deep shit, etc, etc.
I see. I'd be careful with Gale.
Oh. Shadowheart doesn't seem to trust anybody. She doesn't like Lizelle. She doesn't like Gale, but she hasn't said anything about Astarion yet. So but the jury's still out for Astarion, you know, when it comes to me. But I'm surprised she hasn't slobbered about him yet either. I'm just gonna ask her. You know, you don't trust Gale then?
He's a
Why?
wizard. All they care about is power.
Okay.
Let's hope we rapidly find a healer. You seem reliable. I think you know how important it is that we find someone who can cure us. Best if we focus on that.
Well, I mean, I am focusing on that. I was just fucking talking them. I mean, yes, wizards are notorious for, you know, having a thirst for power in terms of more magic, more magic, more magic. But, you know, everyone thirsts for power in a certain way. Overall, though, I do agree that the bigger picture isn't necessarily who likes who within the camp and who's necessarily to be trusted with, you know, secrets and, you know, being our best friend and, you know, all the rest of it. Like, everyone is convenient to each other for now. If we create solid relationships moving forward, great. But the big picture is the sooner we find someone to help us, the better.
Good. We might even get lucky and find one right away. As I see it, we're overdue some good fortune. Rest well.
She always starts off so fucking salty and rude, and then she just ends up being such a little sweetie pie. And it's like when you walk up on someone, they're just like watering their plants. You're like, you can't really be that much of an arsehole, can you? But she just hates everybody else. I think she's just terrified of the unfamiliar, honestly. And I know I sure shit am, so I get it.
Calm night is a mercy, yet your eyes refuse to stay closed. Every time they flicker shut, the tadpole seems to twitch behind them. Dragons, Gith, and the hells themselves have come after you. Yet it is this creature that lingers in your skull.
Yeah, let me think of home. Home comforts in the wilderness, in the woods. Oh, -1 to intelligence, though, because she a dummy. Oh my god. Come on! I only needed a fucking 5.
All you can picture is citizens with their skulls splintering open, tentacles sprouting from broken mouths. Their empty alien eyes haunt you through a night of fitful sleep.
Oh, bless. But that is our first night, officially, in our camp. Together. And it sounds like we all feel very well rested. Okay. No one wants to talk to us. Everyone's at full... You know. Frank's over here. I would love to be able to name him. I don't think I can. Meh. Meh. Oh well. I think this is a great place, again, as well, to end our little episode. We've had our first rest. We've explored. We've then met Gale, another stranger on the road. I think I like Gale. Well, I actually definitely like Gale more than I like Astarion. One thing I've just realised I've forgotten is I went to give him a staff to see if it was better than what he had. Oh, I didn't realise. They all had shit that they've looted. No, yeah, he should have these. That's fine. They need to be for him. They need to be for me. I'm also going to steal them. And we actually have other weapons and stuff. Yeah, I want to see if they're better. That's a better staff for him or no. It's the exact same. Okay, that's fine. I can get sold. It's whatever. That's the same armor that we have. So, not really anything useful. A long sword we don't finesse in. We'll see if Shadowheart does. Yeah, I think I'll add this in. So my armor class is increased from 14 to 16. We're gonna keep this generally. Medium armor, we don't want to fuck with our dexterity at all. Definitely don't want to do that. We'll then put these in. Okay. Okay, she's not proficient with them. Don't think he is either. I don't think that's suited for him. He doesn't finesse in it, so no. That'll get added to the sell pile. Alrighty. I think we gap here. Bob's your uncle. There we go. I think I'll just add this in. After all the pews and such, we really need to find somewhere to sell all of our stuff. Like, there's a lot of... Generally, I've got 188 gold, which is pretty damn decent. And then we have a lot of stuff there that could sell for us, so we need to make sure we can get rid of that stuff. Episode 4, I think that's gonna kind of be like the goal is just continue exploring kind of the way we're exploring and stuff, because we're doing, you know, pretty decent, but then generally we need to be able to shift all this stuff and sell it. I'm about a quarter of the way from leveling up again, which is pretty decent. I know every time I level up as a ranger that is a beast tamer, our little froggy, or a little Frank the Frog will also get a little bit stronger. I think just a little bit more HP or whatever. I don't actually think the frog ever does like big boy damage or anything. I think that's like other beasts and stuff in the skills to come. And on that note, folks, have an amazing rest of your day. Bye bye.